Hi, this is David with David's Tutorials, and in today's video, I'm here to tell you, you make a difference. Many people in this world go about their daily lives as if the things they say, the things they do, even the kind of person they choose to be, doesn't make any difference. After all, there's millions of people in the world. What can they do that makes any difference at all? If you have ever thought this, or acted as though this were so, then you're wrong. Let me share with you why I say this. About a week ago, I was driving through Alabama and I was reminded of the old Groucho Marx joke. Why is it best to hunt elephants in Alabama? I don't know, Groucho. Why is it best to hunt elephants in Alabama? Because they're Tuscaloosa. Ha 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 ha. Big laugh. But it was a bigger laugh when he first came out with this joke in the 1950s. It's not so big a laugh today. As often happens when you're on a long drive, one thought leads to another, and I realized this train of thought would be an excellent source of discussion points with my grandkids. The first point, which is entertaining but not quite as serious as the second, is who is this Groucho Marx character? What did he do? And we could have a good time discussing Groucho and Harpo and Zeppo. Aren't those the three Marx brothers? I didn't look it up. I should have. Talk about how they were comedians and how Groucho had his own TV show, You Bet Your Life. And we could spend some time looking up on YouTube, seeing some of these old episodes of You Bet Your Life. And that way, the grandkids would have some cultural literacy and they would know when somebody says, Groucho Marx, wiggle the eyebrows, pretend you have a cigar. And they would know what it means when they actually saw Groucho Marx and see his bushy eyebrows and his big nose and his big heavy glasses and the big mustache and the wiggly eyebrows and the cigar that he had. They would know who Groucho Marx was. So that would be just part of their cultural literacy. The other discussion point that would come from this would be the serious one, and that would be why was a joke about hunting elephants funny in the 1950s, and it's not really funny today. We could discuss how in days gone by, people thought it was great fun to go hunt big game, and they would be more macho people. They would triumph over these animals. They would go out and they would hunt elephants, and they would hunt tigers, and they would hunt lions, and they would hunt rhinoceros. The bigger the better, and maybe it just gave them more status the more big game they had hunted. Even former President Teddy Roosevelt was a big game hunter. He went on safaris to Africa. It was accepted at that time. Why? Because there are millions of them. I'm only going to shoot one or maybe two. It doesn't make any difference. Well, there used to be millions and millions of American bison in the American Plains states. Matter of fact, they ranged from the Gulf of Mexico up to Canada, and they ranged from the Appalachian Mountains over to the Rocky Mountains. There were an estimated between 30 and 35 million American bison on the American plains in the year 1800. And of course, because bison were also considered big game, people started hunting them. First, they hired buffalo hunters for the army to provide meat for the army posts out west, but then it became a profit center where they would be able to sell the buffalo hides and some of the cuts of meat. And the buffalo hunters would go out and they would slaughter hundreds of buffaloes in a day. And then in an even more shameful period of American history, people would take train rides and shoot the buffalo from the trains and just leave them out there to rot because it was sport to shoot these buffaloes. By 1890, there were barely more than 1,000 American bison left. They had almost decimated the entire population of 30 million bison by overhunting and by taking away their habitat. This is something where you shoot one, there's millions of them, it doesn't make a difference. It's wrong. It's just plain wrong. Everything you do makes a difference. Thanks to good conservation policies, there are now about 500,000 bison in the United States. All of them are in protected areas. They are controlled population. If you'd like to have more information on American bison, either leave me a comment down in the section below or go look it up online, because if you leave me a comment, I'll make a video of that, but I'm going to go look it up online first. Anyway, that also reminds me of a neat story I heard about starfish. There was an older man and his grandson were walking on the beach after a storm. And it so happened that the storm had washed up thousands upon thousands of starfish. And the boy turned to his grandfather and he says, "Grandfather, will these starfish suffocate not being in the water?" And the grandfather says, "Yes, my grandson, I'm afraid they will. They need to be in the water to survive." And so the grandson began picking up a starfish and throwing it into the water. And he picked up a starfish and he threw it into the water. And after he did this a few times, the old man said, "Grandson, why are you doing that? There are thousands of these. It doesn't make any difference." And the grandson said, "It makes a difference to this one," and threw it into the water. That story is just so poignant, it speaks to me. It makes a difference. You make a difference. I make a difference. What we do makes a difference. Now, you can make a difference either for the plus, the positive, as in the boy with the starfish, or you can make a difference for the negative, as in the slaughter of the bison. What you choose to do is up to you, but I encourage you to think about everything you do, everything you say. Think about the kind of person you choose to be and reflect on what kind of difference are you going to make. Thanks for watching. Please share this video with anybody that you know that might benefit from learning that they make a difference as well as how you make a difference. You can do this on social media, you can do it by email, you can do it any way you like. If you share the video, they will probably get something out of it as well. And don't forget to give us that big old thumbs up to let us know you like the video. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. And if you're not, be sure to click that subscribe button and then the bell icon to be notified whenever we post another great tutorial here on David's Tutorials.